So, so we were reading about this conditions at the ninth chakra, and then we did read about the state of insignificance, right? So, and then we can get into freedom from the choice, busy mind. We often underestimate how overwhelming choice can be. Consider these choices we make every day: what to do, how to spend money, whom to spend time with, what to eat, when to get up, when to go to sleep, what to wear, and so on. According to study by Cornell University researchers, our brains churn through 226.7 decisions every day. Just about food alone are 25. So, what is this? So, not to mention significant life choices like where to live, whom to marry, what to study, which career to pursue, and so on. The weight of constant decision making and personal preferences often meld into potent cocktail of FOMO, fear of missing, for many individuals. So even before they make a choice, regret sets regret sets in for the choice they won't be making. So they keep brooding over the decisions they did not make and spoil the good thing they may have going. So at the ninth chakra, you are freed from the cognitive and emotional burden that comes from thinking and choosing. A choice free mind intuitively guides you to cut through the clutter. You don't have to think for long. The answers is readily felt in your heart. So the heart-based decision making is a shift in behavior from thinking to feeling. So this is where the feeling comes. The feeling is very, it's a intuitive. You're following the intuition rather than logic and uh, evaluation of every decision, right? So intuitively, when we make some choices, we go with the choice. We don't think about much, even if it is wrong or right choice. I mean, let's say most of our choices go wrong. That's okay. We drop it and move on. So that moving on, the ability to move on, is really about this, the conditions at the ninth chakra. It doesn't mean because you have a meditative heart, always the choices go in a right way. But we don't carry the burden of those choices. See, whenever you talk to, old folk who are retired or, you go to them, usually you hear a lot of bragging. Reason, anything is a compensation mechanism. We are trying to compensate for something went wrong in our life. But in their heart and their minds, they're always brooding over all the wrong choices they make in their life. So free from choice is not just the ability to make the decision. Free from choice is also not to regret too much if the choice goes wrong. And believe me, always the choices go wrong. I mean, there is nothing called a right choice. If there is a right choice, you won't remember it. The only wrong choices we remember through our life, we take it to our grave. So the condition at the ninth chakra, you are free from the regret of the choices also. That's a very important thing for us to understand. But we can practice it from today. There are many choices went wrong. There are many decisions went wrong. Leave it and move on. Because you're not going to change your past. No one can change it. Then why, bring it to your present and suffer it, right? So every time any past wrong choices, decisions come to your mind, don't feel guilty about it, feel proud about it. Because in spite of making wrong choices, you lived through it and you faced it, right? So see how the spirituality helps as we are progressing, helps us to deal with life from a very different perspective. That is something we need to recognize and realize and understand. So you don't have to wait until you reach the ninth chakra. The shift from thinking to feeling begins much earlier. When your heart becomes more vocal and guides you in decision making by inspiring you and alerting you. When you may be steering, of course. So this thinking to feeling almost begins from the moment you start applying your heart. And when are we applying our heart? In our meditation. So in our meditation, we are giving up the mind. So when we give up the mind, let it think whatever it thinks. Oh, I have a lot of thoughts during meditation. Very good. Your mind is thinking. That means you have brain. So like, whenever my wife says headache, I have a headache, I say, congratulations, you have a head. She gets really mad at me. And then she forgets her headache. Right? So uh, even my children say that, I tell them the same thing. Congratulations, you have a head. So this is what it is. If you are thinking, let mind do its thinking. Yeah, I always say, should my heart stop when I'm meditating? Right? Why mind as an organ should stop when I'm meditating? I don't see any reason. Because now we are shifting the consciousness, or the real thing is happening, the feeling. So now we start applying the heart from the day one of our meditation. So meditation is not a mental exercise. Meditation is to bring heart into our life. Even the medical field says, Dr. Cliff can maybe elaborate on that the heart is the second, I mean, like the gut is the second mind, and heart has all the uh, necessary ingredients as the brain. I mean, I'm talking about the physical heart. So we need to bring this heart into our life from the day one of our meditation. So meditation is done with the heart. If the meditation is done with the heart, mind has no role to play in it. So let it do what it is supposed to do. It's thinking always. It's making choices. It's making decisions. But I mean, it's not even making decisions. It's always projecting the past into the future. That is what the mind does. That is what the mind is best at doing, projecting the past into the future. And we are worried about future, what will happen. Whereas the heart brings everything to the present. It doesn't have any future, it doesn't have any past. So when there is no future and there is no past, you are basically free, right? We are burdened by our past and we are suffering the future. This is what is happening with us. But when we bring heart into the picture, feelings, intuition into life, everything comes to present. So there is no future, there is no past. What will I do tomorrow? I will find out. I'll find out tomorrow. What will happen tomorrow? I'll find it when it happens. you're free. So should I not plan? I mean, of course, your planning is such if any action you are undertaking. Let's say I am preparing to learn AI, for example. So we have Sridhar on the call, who teaches AI. Maybe Sridhar, you should share with the group your classes so that they can also attend.
Sure, brother. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. Yeah.
So if I'm learning AI, what is my objective? So there is an objective, there's not a future. Any action, we engage in the objective of that action, it brings to us, the value it adds to us. So the value add is not always money, right? There's a value add is enhancing your thinking, enhancing your presence in the world. So when we bring heart into the picture, all work, even the objective is in the future, we begin that with that intention in the present. Whereas if you are using the mind, then the mind immediately questions you, are you capable of learning AI? Do you have enough time? You have so many problems going on, right? So it is always impeding your progress if the mind comes into the picture. Mind is always negative. Whereas when we bring the heart into the picture, it is neither negative nor positive. It only says, this is my objective, and it feels that you have all the abilities to meet that objective, but start small and do it consistently. That is what the heart tells you. Heart is not looking at conquering the world. Heart is looking at the present, means you are always conquering in small bits. That is what the science of Ikigai talks about. Do small. And when you do small, you achieve your goals. To finish that part, if I am programming, do half an hour programming every day, that half an hour becomes 8 hours before you realize. So whatever you do small, it grows. Even they say every water drop becomes an ocean, right? So you don't bring the ocean to make ocean. You only bring a water drop to make ocean. But that water drop is consistently flowing, drop by drop. If you go to this, any origins of the rivers, huge rivers, like for example, the River Ganga in India, you go to the Himalayas where it starts. Only ice is melting drop by drop. It becomes a huge river. So that's how life is. Add water drop every day to that life. And that starts with this exercising the heart. With mind, you can only add dryness. You cannot bring life with the mind. You can only bring life into yourself with the heart. So at the ninth chakra, heart-based decision making becomes the norm. So you have an innate ability to face circumstances with courage, respect, and reverence. So this reverence is also important, right? So anyone is causing you trouble, they are your angels. They are your angels because they're making you strong. They're making you recognize what you are. So always, whatever the feedback the world is giving to us, they are not wrong. They are always right. The world is constantly giving us the feedback. If we take that feedback with the heart, it gives us courage. We respect for that feedback, and there is a reverence for everyone who is contributing to our growth. So the heart mind field is in resonance. So your intentions, thoughts, and choices are aligned with your evolution. The energy of desire is transformed into energy of evolution. See, the in a whenever we bring in this mind, there is always this there is intense longing to satisfy that identity, the ego, the external identity we make. But when we bring in heart into the picture, now heart doesn't have any ego, it doesn't have any identity, it only identifies with the divine. So the imagine the energy it brings to your life. Okay. It is not even energy, it is the that what do you call the enthusiasm. So that entheos means put God into yourself. That means you are bringing such a uh, divine, rejuvenating energy into the life, and see how that life can transform. It's not about what we achieved, whether we earned billions or trillions. It doesn't matter. Life living with the right enthusiasm and cherishment is worth more than trillions. So there is clarity in thinking, humanity in execution, and contentment in the results that follow. So that is the what we are striving here, and with bringing heart into our life. Very few people have the privilege of bringing their heart into life. And it's the most simplest, easiest practice we are entering into. Somehow we think this meditational practice is means going away from life. It's actually bringing more life into ourselves, into the into the daily execution. It's not about becoming some esoteric, oh, I don't have no interest in life, I have no interest in my growth, whether it's financial or spiritual. It's not like that. Many people misunderstand this. Or the people who are sincerely practicing are not enjoying life, but they're enjoying life much better than you. They're cherishing, not only enjoying, cherishing life. There's a difference. My enjoyment today depends on what I possess. But when I cherish, it's unconditional. When it becomes unconditional, I'm working towards my material growth and spiritual growth at the same time. That's why all of our teachers have said bird with two wings, the material wing and the spiritual wing. If the material wing is weak, you cannot fly. If your spiritual wing is weak, you cannot fly. So bring that balance, and that happens automatically when we start applying our heart. So I'll stop here for any comments or questions. All right.